My sister stole every guy I dated for years. I stayed calm and eventually set her up with someone who ended up destroying her life. I was cursed with a built-in boyfriend thief the day my younger sister Diane was born. And I'm not talking about borrowed sweaters or innocent crushes. I mean the kind of theft where if I brought home a boyfriend, she'd have him wrapped around her finger within weeks. Everyone always said Diane got mom's stunning looks while I inherited dad's sharp wit. The comparison stung, but I learned to live with it until the boyfriend stealing started. It began in high school. My boyfriend Trevor suddenly wanted to study at our house every afternoon. Diane would float by in her cheer uniform, asking him to help with her homework. By the time we hit our 20s, Diane's tactics became surgical. I dated Cameron for 6 months before bringing him to meet the family. 1 week after that dinner, Diane had a crisis and needed his shoulder at 2 in the morning. They slept together that same night. Then came Marcus from my marketing agency. Same playbook. Family dinner, fake emergency, midnight comfort session. Then came Derek, the one who nearly broke me. We'd been together for 2 years, talking about marriage. Diane got drunk at his birthday party and kissed him right in front of everyone. When he chose her, she posted on Facebook, "Sometimes you can't help who you fall for. Sorry, not sorry. Mom cornered me at Thanksgiving. You need to stop parading these men in front of Diane. She can't control herself." 3 months later, I met Connor at my college roommate's wedding. Everything I'd ever dreamed of. Kind, successful, and apparently immune to manipulation. For 8 blissful months, I kept him completely secret from my family. We drove to neighboring towns for dates, avoided posting photos, and I told no one. But then my cousin accidentally mentioned Connor to Mom, who told Diane within hours. My sister tracked him down through his company's website within days. I used my key to enter Connor's apartment and found them tangled together in our bed. Diane sat up, completely naked and shameless. "Honestly, I did you a favor," she said. "He barely lasted 10 minutes. You deserve better, sis." Connor just shrugged. "Your sister's way too hot for me not to try. You understand, right?" I stood there trembling while Diane kissed him goodbye like I was invisible. Walking to my car, hands shaking, I made a decision that would change everything. I spent the next few weeks diving into public records and background check websites. That's how I discovered Vincent Romano, a stunningly handsome man who claimed to be a venture capitalist. Recently divorced after his ex-wife documented years of abuse. 2 restraining orders from other ex-girlfriends. Currently under investigation for securities fraud. Perfect. I created a fake LinkedIn profile and reached out to him. We met at Starbucks where I played the vulnerable older sister perfectly. I showed him Diane's Instagram photos. "I just can't compete with her," I said, letting my voice crack. "Every guy I've ever loved ends up choosing her." Vincent's eyes lit up like a predator spotting prey. "Any man who would leave you is an idiot." We started dating. He love-bombed me with expensive dinners and weekend trips. After 3 weeks, I invited him to Mom's birthday dinner. At dinner, Vincent treated Diane like she was invisible while showering me with attention. But Diane couldn't stand being ignored. She touched Vincent's arm, leaned too close, whispered inside jokes. I excused myself to the bathroom and watched as Diane moved in. "My sister's sweet, but she's pretty vanilla," she whispered to Vincent. "I could show you things she wouldn't dream of." When I returned and caught them exchanging numbers, I threw my wine in Vincent's face and stormed out sobbing. Within 2 days, she was posting stories from his luxury condo. Within a week, she'd fallen in love. Within a month, she'd moved in and given him access to her bank accounts. I watched it unfold with satisfaction. 6 weeks later, a lawyer representing Vincent's ex-wife contacted Diane. Vincent had hidden assets during his divorce. Diane could be held liable as an accomplice to fraud. Next came the revelation that Vincent's investment firm was a Ponzi scheme. Diane had invested her entire $30,000. When the SEC shut it down, her money vanished. When Diane tried to leave, Vincent grabbed her wrist and locked her in the bedroom while he raged. When she finally escaped, she discovered he'd emptied all her accounts and used her information to apply for credit cards in her name. $80,000 in debt. The final blow came when FBI agents broke down Vincent's door at dawn. They found Diane's signature on dozens of fraudulent documents, making her an unwitting accomplice to securities fraud. My phone rang at 6:47 in the morning. Diane's name flashed on the screen. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was barely coherent through sobs. "Laurel, please. I'm in county jail. They're saying I might go to prison. Please. I need help." I listened to it 3 times before deleting it. Diane pleaded guilty to lesser charges. She served 8 months in prison and emerged with a felony record, destroyed credit, and nothing left. Mom called. "You knew, didn't you? You knew what he was." I didn't answer. Full story on the channel linked below.